Kata pakalima. Mano kara fo kulunko. Police station mandi ka sate o sate ndem boyta abere. Hani station ke mawi. That is deliberate. Abele no moy.
Assalamualaikum bademolo hani bi mbaje Kunkujang Keitaya political bureau nal bade malon Suleiman Jam sina ngal lamoy bayo sirfo sonko councilor men gada brikama area council la kuma kanwala
bademolo ala barka bake for being here with us alal bade malam sirfo sonko aka bayo sonko Gambia mbe janna bayandika lafta ka diamu menna albe amoyle albe nyaay kenyal jele me ya lonko molbe sobirin ko NPP député wol me ya lonko wolbe wulli abe kibaro mel ki kanje Allahu alam alala long fobe sala bondo laban alala long bam fobe be mol do ku kamba alabe no bela bari hakilma alay hakilo di jongo bela pour que lamoy besel lamoy na kuma kango nyunta na tenten at the end results I mean dinna Allahu alam bari I just want to talk about the president President Barrow. You see, there were a lot of fire incidents in this country. Dimbabo Jamala Kerenyim Banko Kam. Right? But Dimbabo Meya Lonko, I lifetime. Dimbabo Meya Lonko, I lifetime. That is something Meya Lonko is very important for the president to talk about. Dimbabo Keta become a syndical. Right? Dimbabo Keta Ladr Kunda. Dimbabo Keta Sierra Kunda, Masold. But Dimbabo Men Keta Nalaklo Bakan, Dimbabo Men Keta no fisheries. Dimbabo Men Keta no youth ministry of youth. But Dimbabo Labo Men Keta Navy. Wala atina nakibar kala badu fafuta da nyindula kak dimba bo men kata navy fo mol niyo to je molu baramata je mbadi ngul dimba bo nyanta ka president moyle ay diam wala. But to our surprise, President Barrow Alfal Bendi, President Barrow Banco address day before Eid. Ay banko address bar ñim fannin kewme ya lonko wala fata ñin dulato fannin kewme ya lonko wala fata ja oel e ko ja oel la moto ba me ya lonko wala be SSO samba kan navy whatever is happening there God knows it but ñim fannin kewmu sojaroleti and President Barrow is the commander in chief of the armed security forces of this country. President Barrow mata sojarola, President Barrow mata security in Banko Kang has the head of state of this country. Bari sojarole fata, sojarole niyo tuta, wandi dingola niyo tuta, wodimba bo men keta, Navy headquarters in Banjul. Navy base in Banjul, dimba mo men keta je. But to our surprise, President Barrow did not give any statement. I'm an opportunity used to Malame Alonko and the Bankol will address about the Eid. Pour can you somewhat content to the armed security forces. But to our surprise, Alpha Beng, Dilanaton Kolia Beng, Mulmel Alonko, William the duality, William Beng. Moman loka dua nyim fannin cewle mel ya lonko e be do kola banko e ale niyotuje President Barrow did not give any statement. Kawul kontong ka duwa ñini wo misilima alfa al bulu ka duwa o fonnin kewol ye fonnin ke jumalu fonnin kewlu mel ya lonko ibe do ko wala banko he mbadewol je mbe siring ye politiko kumas. So you can see he doesn't have any interest sort of about Bankola Kola. All what they believe is politics. And the political alinje. That is all about their politics. Alinje. In a political be he doesn't care about the people. He doesn't care about the welfare of the people. But all what he cares is is having a political gains for them. We all know Jumal Ninja oil dokola. May I learn Jumal Ninja oil dokola. May I learn Jumal Ja oil support Kanjak. May I learn why Ja oil is having all those contracts. May I learn why Ja oil is having monopoly over the cement. Jawel is having monopoly over the cement. Who are you fooling? Fool Kanja. Fool Kanja. Because Gambian people are informed about what is going on, the corruption going on in this country. President Barrow Mokede, ako awulita, ako akana Brikama Syndicato. Me along with Dimbabu das Brikama Syndicato. Kabir have almost 3 months. Kabir January Dimbabu de Brikama Syndicato. Brikama Syndicato Dimbabu de President Barrow did not come there. Yes, the minister was there, the Minister of Interior, and the team, they were all there at the very time. Yes, they were all there at the very time. The Minister of Interior and all, they were there. The chairman of the region was there. And they make assessment. But Kabri assessment of Keta Odula Nyinto, that became a syndicate. The very day for me Keta, there was a place identified. Pruka Sandika moved there. Well, veterinary me along just next door. Fence over me along is almost about 300 meters by 200 meters. Fence over the diamond alongo, Nko Pursa and Sandika move to that place, then in Blind Dokula. So that we can able to manage this place, so that we can able to that was the decision of the council. The chairman and the deputy IGP, they went to that place, and deputy IGP ko chairman go, yes, you guys can go ahead. Be clear. That was the very day the chairman went to the council and they dedicate people. Clear. The very day. When they went there, if no, this place is owned by forestry. Nobody is going to touch this place. And the chairman called the deputy IGP. You see these people? You mold it. How to do? We will follow it up. For almost 3 months, they did not give us the light, the green light, clear for the people living in the syndicate to move there. Do you care about those people? Who are you fooling here? Do you really care about those people? If you care about those people, because the deputy IGP is in communication with the president. He said, I pressed down the powers that used to tell the chairman, you can use that place, but why are you not using that place? Why do you deny us not to get access to that place on the very day? But what? Aliela Moy for Salukola, because Melekata, they understand there was a plan, Mayor Lonko, become an era council, plan they were planning a PPP project, public-private partnership project, between the syndicate and the council. And that plan came to the chambers of the Brikama Era Council. In another chairman, you plan that already, because syndicate can rebuild. The plan was already out. The plan was already out because our planning department, they already developed a plan. And the plan came before the General Council of Brikama Era Council. Yeah, someone of Brikama Era Council, General Council, and the General Council yele blessing OD. Kajiko, yes, if the people are ready for PPP, Council is ready for PPP to have a public-private partnership with the people living in the syndicate. The blessing was given, the entire council agreed. Yes, the PPP to build a modern state-of-art syndicate. Because that was the plan. But hence what? Because we have people in our council also. Many Alongo, they are talking to people in NPP. Many Alongo, they might talk to the president or whosoever know it. So because if Brikama Era Council and the syndicate, if they happen to build that place, imagine they go, oh, the credit goes to the council. Now, you're all along, because there are people also in the syndicate. They are talking to NPP. They are talking to the president and his people. The information reached out to them. That was the main reason they rose to Brikama, Kana syndicate, telling us they are in order just to show sympathy to the people of the syndicate. So do you know what happened on the very day? So the very day me along because I saw Sedi, Diamula, Parapara, because that is why I said an inch come and cap Barrow advisor solo ke kalamutandi ke mako ye lonke ke mako ye kalamutaroke katandi loko. We are intelligent, we are clever, and we know how to play our card with them. So the very morning when they plan to come, plan sign to come. Because President cannot finish it. Because President can finish it surprisingly. But the President can finish surprisingly, I don't know how they do that. But they were calling the attention of people to that place. They were trying to mobilize people underground. Even more mobilized underground, put Wole Ben Syndicato because of President Canada to come and do politics in that place. Your governor contact. Governor only contacted the council that the president is coming. That the president is coming to Brikama at 1 p.m. Sorry, the president is coming to Brikama at 12 p.m. 12 p.m. the president is coming to Brikama. The president contacted the council around 11 a.m. 11 a.m. I council contact 1 hour before the president will come. Ayatara, the chairman did not come to work at the time because me eat lekon. Ayatara, the CEO of the council, also went to eat, and he was on the way coming because that was the day people report back to work. When this happened, so CEO Narana dedicate the admin director and the planning, the assistant planning director, for them to go. Because I was informed. And I know very well because they are going there a month for political. And I know what is actually Membebe Kerinje, where it all starts, I know it. That was the time I informed the chairman. I informed the chairman about 20 minutes before me now. And he asked me, to be around there to survey. He asked me to be there. Because at that time, he cannot come at all. I went there. When I went to the place, because I know all what is the intention is to default the council. I make sure the finance director, when I reach there, the moment I reach, I call the admin director. I call the planning guy. And we join together. The moment we joined together, and the president came, because we were only there to neutralize them, neutralize. But what happened? The moment the president came, Drum anyante drum ala spirit be father. Because we know their plans. We know their plan. Kabring Governor Futata Akayako Brikama Akayako, this is the team from the Brikama Era Council. I blowed in the admin director. I blowed in the Ako Allah Kiamanole. And then the plan before the planning guy no, the chairman did not come to work today. I go okay. I'm all control Nyama. But what? The president Kabra all control because Sandika Bunda Dala. The only thing is Allah President Sandika Bunda Dala, Sandika Bunda at the gate of the Sandika. Ajita World I'm all control the Sandika Kono. Kabadu the Sandika Kono, imagine Adunda Sandika Kono, Mole Father Sandika Kono, Adunda Nyameng he went to the left, right, then only Kabadu at the right, when he went to left, he turned to right, Abitaka to Sandika la Mano ya command. Sandika ila PRO ya command. Astataka diam. So the PRO diamuta kabaya ko nyini keta nyini tinyata jang. Okay, kabiro diamuta pareta abenta paringo men fana yalo ngolo sandikaro fana yotara sile bugo pabinyim koto pabinyim be siri. Kabi pabinyim fana be siri pabinyim fana diamuta pabinyi. Kabi diamuta pabinyi pareta. We expect the president to give a speech. But we expect the president because already Governor Atanalago, these are the people from Bilkamera Council. So we expect the president to allow our planning officer, the technicians, to tell him the history of the place or what is actually happening in that place. But no, because they came for politics. I disaster commandi, disaster nada, okay, I soon guy disaster lane, then you would have left. That's also the only thing I meant for you. He does not even talk to the media. Amandia will media phone in Birkama. Amandia will media phone in Birkama. Wallahi. I feel that wala nyama straight. Ala moto belodum sandika bunda dala pam. Ya blend this moto wala nyama pep I Birkama bula. So what President will mean long water? President will mean sute water. You came all the way to Birkama. The Birkama garage is there. There are other places in Birkama. Instead of you, the opportunity used for you to visit the garage and other places. No, because me like a president somebody. That is so bad. So what is the purpose of the president visiting that place? When the people who should give you the information are there already. Are already there. So what was your purpose of visiting that place? Namanga political. And all the language, even Paruma Yataraje, all what he was talking about, he was only talking about politics. We know what's going on. Because we neutralize them. Il y a pas political politics. Here is on the Brikama Area Council, here is on the Kiaman Yankuba Dabo. We will not give you any chance. We are not going to give you any chance in West Coast here. No chance. Wherever that is exactly what we are going to do. We are not giving you any chance now. Not any moment we will be there. Any moment we are going to be there. Very simple. Very simple. Now come and we are not going to allow that no more again. Anywhere I'll do and this is under our territory, we will do not know again. Political another campaign, another tola. We have no business in your toes. But as far as you people came to this country here, okay. But make sure local. Now do the West Coast any moment we're not going to give any chance now. KMC. But when they were leaving, I spoke to MC. They are coming. They are coming to they are coming to KMC, MCO, they're coming to KM. And all what they are here is for politics. But you make sure you neutralize them also. Don't allow them either Mali Pinti Dorong, you blabe cover her, Barrow. No. Neutralize them. And that is exactly MCI make sure he was there to neutralize them. Because the problem is, they control when they did not control anything. That is exactly what happened to all this storm along Ayak recently. But before we Kataka Marcel to Mr. President, the Gambia Armed Forces is under you. And there was a fire incident at Navy. Why you did not go to Navy? But why you don't use the opportunity of the aide? Can Navy call that a content Sangala? But nobody heard from you, Mr. President, talking about that. Going forward, Mr. President, we heard you talking about the media. Mr. President, you spoke well about the media the first time you came to the power. Time another president yake, for media media tend to join. There was a day you even media didn't go to. You got free media, free press. Free press. Mr. President, do you really forget about that? Do you forget about this call? It was the media who will later support for you to become a president. Mr. President, it's either you leave power and give the power back to the people, or else something else happens. But we are not going to give you any chance. We're not going to give you any opportunity now again. You were talking about how media keep reporting negative things. Mr. President, why you did not talk about corruption in your government? Mr. President, why you did not talk about corruption in your government? There were how many scandals in your government, but you were even threatening the civil servant. Mr. President, do you know the responsibility of a president? Do you know, in the eye of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, do you know the responsibility of a president? Because you are summoning the civil servants into God. If a civil servant told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but ya alone never, Mr. President, President ya form President Yati, and the responsibility humility, Mr. President. Do you know it? Do you know it? People voted for you to be the president of the republic. But for the alone never, President ya form, Mr. President. If you cannot take the hit, please leave. If you cannot take the hit, please leave the presidency. But people must speak. From Mr. President, you cannot stop people from talking. You cannot stop people from talking. But we expect, come Mr. President, you should speak about corruption. You should speak about so many negative things it happen in your government. There were flights sold they were under what? They were registered in the Gambia here when they are not even operating in the Gambia. But they were registered in the name of Gambia. More than how many? More than 35 tankers. They are registered. They flag, Gambia flag or Kaola flag in the river. They are dealing with oil and others. Oil and gases. They all registered. You registered Gambia to Gambia flag or Kaola race. Nobody knows it. Gambia flag or Kaola race. Who are these people? How much are they paying your government? Do you ever tell Gambians there were tankers they registered on the name of the Gambia and they are paying so and so amount to the Gambia? Do you ever tell that to the Gambian people? Albe Gambia to use can. You were using Gambian diplomatic passport. Albe Gambian diplomatic passport deal a criminal law. You are also giving Gambian license to criminals. Civil servant told Taika will threaten Alaya. You are threatening civil servants in the eye of God. Alaya eko civil servant or trading. But Mr. President, do you know your responsibility? Do you know your responsibility? Do you know in the eye of God? Ala be ñinin kala menna. Mol Gambia momo kan na mo jo. Ala be ñinin kala wo na mo ñing ya dundi nya dile ya dundi mun tole Mr. President. Ya longo ala be ñinin kala wala. Yomal kiamon ala be ñinin kala wala. Kabrin sabu 2016 pokana fo lume ya lonko be man sa ya banda. Ala be ñinin kala taranso me ya lonko jondewol ya jo ñim banko kan. Ala ba folele ko Mr. President. Ñing Gambia dungula na flo ñi ale. God will ask you about that. Because that is the contract you signed with the Gambians. That was the contract you signed with the Gambians, Mr. President. Allah will ask you. Kafeko, Mr. President Adam Barrow. Neteleke mansati Gambian call kang. Gambian call kela namo men jo. Ye namo ni yake munni munneti. Yamara alabe mol la ñinin kala mel ya lonko alabe ñinin karo folo la mol la mel ya lonko wolle be do ko wala ani alabe ñinin karo folo le tella bari ala ye teleke wolle ñaton ko mote o office kono me ya lonko Mr. President abe tiñaro menna abe do abe negative team menke kanjang is not reported ale mechanism le dila there were mechanisms ale men dila pour ka mara wala. That is why Nyajibe in the government structure you have auditing system. That auditing system okono a manga comment auditor kana ka kodo na audit. If auditor buka kodo damma audit auditor they also audit performance. They also audit performance. Yes. Performance audit. Procedure audit. Kol ka nyadile kol ka tan sila ni jumala auditor ka okele Mr. President. So the auditor auditing ke sai ita ko wollo auditing is a mere opinion Mr. President. Because ala ya lon ko ita killing même mansati ita dunna no sobe kono ita dunna no sobe kono wala tinna ala londo di jonde wala ka silol deda ka fewol deda mel ya lonko mansa kunda nyanda ka maralo ke wala maral nyala me ya lonko abebe labanna mansala ko do mansa sina sembota aya deda men ya lonko amanda silokam membe silokam aya meso o siloni ay bamba dunia kata ten Mr. President. This is the way dunia kata wala nyama. But Mr. President, ale o mechanism be ditela ite code o mechanism bela e kana lo e ko Gambia civil servant le su e ka wala saman alaya but Gambia fana saman alaya le anu Gambia ye saman alaya men su nyaro membe ke kay la masakunda kono ya long Gambia ko ya foye nyaro membe keri jang e be Gambia tota kan alba use kan ka kulum furu wolta ka kulum jawolta ka criminal kulum wolta ke register in the name of Gambia albe Gambia to ku ala albe Gambia bulala sanson kono. That's what you guys are doing. Alman tankala bi ne Gambia sanson Gambia dungul be bataje le kala Gambia Minnesota ne Gambia sanson bi Gambia Minnesota lambadi ngulu albe banko bulala bata kono albe banko bulala de to kono itaman fem fo kam media attack. Mr. President, you are attacking the media, but Mr. President, namre OV van wala sam. Namre OV van wala sam, OV van. And you got that OV van, it could be wala tala, can make sure OV van. It could be OV van on in the tala, Kela agenda wafi, it could MPP OV van, MPP wala sam. From Gambian taxpayers' money. Kadunamna NPP fundraising. All what, according to the constitution of this country, Mr. President, even a donation to you is not owned by you, it's owned by the Gambians. So you cannot tell us you were donated with those stuffs because anything towards you is not owned by you according to the constitution of this country. Yes, even Mansayato Banko Kanjang, a monkey 30, Gambian call the town. Your Excellency the President. But Mr. President, iko obi vano sotole andi ko obi vano nyin sa fembe keri la masa kunna kono aba findini lale oto ni atara ite kam memfo iko media household melbe jang andol melan ko be online wolka negative tinsol wolka ku jawolu gambela fen jawolu wolka wala wafi where are your people melia lonko woli defanan ye wol ta pour do ko ke la positive tinsol ta ke wa Mr. President for you talaba 40 million Gambian dollars or 41 million Gambian dollars ye menta Gambian ko na flow kono ye media household jo nyim banko kanjang pour que president Barrow kela agenda wafi kela masakundal agenda wafi for wol fanam positive wol fanam are they also selling negative? Are they also selling negative image of this country? But for wol fanam be banko negative image la wafi kamba for you wala de million tanani anim feng ale menta Gambian ko la kodo kono ale media household jo for Mr. President, do you forget about that? Do you forget about that? But now alejo nyina kama puru yalla agenda wafi. Alejo wala kama. Puru MPP agenda wafi. Puru ila masakundal agenda wafi. Are they not capable? Are you telling us that those people are not capable? They cannot debunk the negative things lonko. You were accusing all the media houses. Are you telling us that those media houses Meljo, they cannot overcome those people? Mr. President, wanyante de kandila minela, wanyante kandila menna wala mnyintu ko, wallahi azim, faniya buka tonya biting. Anyante kandila menna wala mnyintu ko, faniya buka tonya bitino, anatara yemina lakang. Tonya le sembo wana faniya tu daudran dinto. Wala yatina, ale million dila, ale Gambia ko na flow dila nyama, ansaying iman tonya bitino, kat wallahi summa wallahi, tonya mu fennet me ya lonko jombuka tonya mabono jombuka tonya kovano tonya will always be unveiled ba aliya jo me kama pour ka fania fasa atakela ala ta sonnala ila yawmi din Mr. President ala ta sonnala because Allah is the one behind tonya. You pay them money aliya jo kodola but you pay them all that money, what are they doing for you? Aliya jo kodol menna. What are they doing it for you? What Mr. President? What are they doing for you, Mr. President? Aliamira nyim banko mu bankolti. Nyim banko manke o bankuti. Nyim banko mu bankolti. Banko me ya lonko ale dua diana. Mr. President, you were attacking our imams. Ibe molla al mamul attack. Mr. President, ibenu al mamul fana attack. Mr. President, do you know what exactly you're talking about? Ko banko dolu. Iko banko dolu. Wole ka kutubo safele. Allahu Akbar. Mr. President, mayo foy aya foy le banku juma ni banku juma la wolti. But ya foy le banko la banta nyaadile. Banko le mele alonko ila masa kundale ka kutubo safe. Ila masa kundale ka kutubo safe e ka di al mamo la ya foy le banko la banta nyaadile. Mr. President, ila faka Gambia dundi o sifale kon. Eka Gambia misale o sifale. Eka Gambia misale o sifale. Ila minister was just misleading you. Wallahi. Yes, Arafat. Yes, Arafat nyolu. Ila bankol kang. Yo sifal dundi woto. But wo bankol mila labanta kele o bankol kang. Mila labanta kele o bankol kang. Fitno la labanta kele o bankol kang. Kadu banko dimulu man so wala. Kafoko be safero kelele. Ye kutubo safe. Yadi almamol ata keleno Mr. President. It can't happen. It will never happen, Mr. President. Ata keleno abadan. Ila yomidi. Alnal lefta wala nyim banko kang ata kela. Almamol be mem fole ba folele. Mr. President, ila minister kalo mendiata ya kafo. Ita ko mendiata na dina dunkewole. Me ya lonko Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala le yo foe. Iko wol kanovo. Ika foe ko ha. Amin tonya membe fitno samalna alimanya na kawo tonya fo. Iko bo dina dunkewole. Tonya membe fitno samalna ko kanovo. Tonya jumala be fitno samalna. Tonya nya taka fole. annu wo tonya wo el mamol be wala fokan wo al mamol be wala fasa kan ita ko wo al mamol tawfala ya alfal sindi eke alfal doya wato wati ite gina alfal sindi wato wati ise wol doya Mr. President wo manke mansayati Mr. President, that is not governance. That is not what we expect from you, Mr. President. That is not what we expect from you. Kakutubo safi almamole. Kakutubo safi almamole. Ila minister muda kulen akakuma fo meya lonko amansot. Ako hotelol meya lonko yo leta nyina jola. Ako hotelol nyulu. Ako minute lulu dro yefuta kaba kono. Amansoto faniala amansot. Amansot. We know the game Algamel play. Eko ha ako $6,000 yawole tala nyinang hijoto $6,000 ni me hakiltu yo $6,000 o men bondi je e mina banko na fulo talale ye bulo duwa ko denke ko na subvention di mo le mela ko tata hijola subvention nal me hakiltu almina wala moyla nal ma moy alba moy when the auditors came ni auditor nata auditor ba flale ko ni sankaring kan nyaaje auditi poro men fintita kodi auditi poro men fintita ye kodo men do monu hijol kuntanu jang ye kodo men do mo hijol kuntanu jang auditol ya sapele ye na flo men tinyanu jang hijoto kava mol ye ko ya da passe hijole to nim banko kan jang alta auditi poro jibe ba tan la ko na flo jele tinyata jang me ya longo man sakunda ka flo ko ya dundi hijole kunto nyina fana ka milefo e ko ha hijo e ko hijo talala de su wulu woro bar ni yo hijo talala de su wulu woro ala fo e hotelol melta e hotelol ta jellela e hotelol ta jellela e hotel nyaadi leta duko nakibaro membe wala nyundi ko e hotelo menta hotelo nyimbe konko la kan muske ba ko dol be sabar la no konko ka nyaadi le wol be sel no konko ka nyaadi le alka jumala nene alka jumala propaganda Mr. President go for ko ila media household men yejo kodola ite tonya mabole no because tonya mu fellet me ya lonko alale ba marakan alale tonya kanta alale tonya sutura alale be tonya protect kan tonya will always be out to the people. Your minister was only misleading you and the public and the imams. All what he was saying, it was all fallacy. Among the tonyat. Among the tonyat. Among the tonyat. Mr. President, Laftale Banco address. Fenna meya lonko yewole long. Iman fon me long kana song yellow platform de kawo fo. Minister la bebul meya lonko. Mole meya lonko tonya abukawo fo adala. It is chronic. Tonya la Carola. He will never speak the truth. Minister le meya lonko tonya fo. Wo mai tonya fo preka tonya fo waka batandi bakele waka torale. Dr. Ismail Sisi is my brother. But tonya signed the waka torale. He is allergic to tonya. Tonya fo waka niyo tora bakele. But nana da fem foe medana Mr. President try to engage someone else to tell you. I think the janna ko jabo dala si kemenan. Nimba ko kanya clear. Ya VAR ya fact check ya je ko ay même fo fania ay wolofo amanga toñade a findita na kaka on jaji Mr. President because at a failtale I am make sure I fana failindi ka fe ko man boto jang dala si wul clean dala si keme woro wula dala si wul clean dala si keme kononto Mr. President almost we are not talking about the price, the wholesale price. We are talking about the consumer's price. As the President of the Republic, you have to inform people about the consumer price. Inform people about the consumer price, if possible, the regional price of everything. Banco, if possible, phone. Ever moleko, mano kasan nyina la Banjul, akasan nyina la Sierra Kunda, akasan nyina la Bilkama, akasan nyina la Foni, akasan nyina la Kiang, akasan nyina la Jara Soma, akasan nyina la CRR, akasan nyina la Fuladu, akasan nyina la Jimara, akasan nyina la Basse, akasan nyina la Wulli, akasan nyina la Sandu, akasan nyina la Nyani, akasan nyina la Same, akasan nyina la Nyamina, akasan nyina la Badibu, akasan nyina la Nyomi. Mr. President, this is what we expect from you. Inform us in details. But Mr. President, the problem is they are not working for you, but they are working for their pocket. They are not informed about things will happen in Bangkok. They are not current about the issues in Bangkok. If they are not current, why are they not telling you the truth? If they are current, man, it's not true. It's not true. But even Ja Oil from Ja Oil, may I long 11 man contract or the Wallella, and we know where the deal came from. The deal meant the Ja Oil and the Yuna. We know where the deal come from. We know Jumalaba Kokoma. But ale Gambia na fulo menta, ale adi sol fresanyola, ale adi businessman le meli alongo. They are not doing any commodity business in Bangkok Kanjang. Na be lonne. But at the end of it, we know the price. We know the price. And the price was announced. But your own people, it is a business economy, Mr. President, you are not informed about the price. The price of rice is 1,950. That was what they announced to people. But are they selling that? No. If you have 2,100, $2,050, 2,200 upward, Mr. President. You need to be informed about this before you speak. Try to be informed about this before you speak to the people, before you speak to the populace. Your Excellency, the President, we heard you talking about the crime rate. The crime rate is getting increased. What have you done for the police? All what we have seen are donations, blah, blah. What have you done for the police? Because we know that the police are doing good. It's not only about praising the police, but what are your government doing for the police? The government, if the police the encouragement, and police their police did not even have a vehicle. Et la police seulement moto font soto. Et la police seulement moto soto. Et la police seulement kido font soto. Nimbango kanja. If you have a case here, command, you have to rent a vehicle. It is like a moto luas pour police letano kataka mol arrest. All this is happening in this country, Mr. President. Are you not aware of that, Mr. President? Are you not aware of that, Mr. President? If you believe that the police are doing good, who is stopping you not to equip the police? More jumale be stop ka meatina e mantra ka police ol sementu ya e mantra ka police ol makoy pour di be do ko no nyamen ay betea. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of the Gambia, Mr. Barrow, we are disappointed. Now understand, the Senegalese president, I invited for the independent. Yes, he was here for the independent. But the Senegalese president, it was the independent day he came to this country. Another independent law, Senegal in Gambia. Less than 1 hour flight. Mr. President, Alonko Idama Manta Tamakang, you are traveling with a delegation, and the people are paid with Gambians' money. If they have to spend the Bankola economy, the temple, Mr. President, you can go to Senegal, Yenanajang. None of them will attract any payment from the people, from the state. Amanjare you don't spend it, because every night you spend outside, you are paid, and everyone, they are all paid. nkejo na banko kodolela, Mr. President. At least bankola economy should be protected. It should be like the day when you leave your state house, you came to Birkama and you went back to state house, none of those people are paid. The same thing you can do, Mr. President. Abe koloko, yebo state house, in another Birkama, yebo the Birkama, ye move back to state house, another tilo beleke. Moteje me alonko eba jola o tilola, any padiola. Mr. President, ileta Senegal, B, kada Senegal, kelaje, is costing taxpayers money. Abe banko me alonko, me kumboga economy la, kona bankola economy man bambang. Kona banko sula na fulola, pour que le panel doku, pour que le Sénégal makoy, pour que le karam de dinne wala karam mojo, pour que transportation sona ni na karam de dinne wala. Mr. President, idebe banko kodo taka iba tala nyotema. That was why, that was the main reason Kabriko, Mr. President, the office of the president is the most corrupt institution in this country. The most corrupt. That is true. And you are justifying it to the Gambian people every day. Because you can leave this country in the morning. Somanda, you know, is a bono, Mr. President. Yabono, Somanda, you travel to Senegal, you're independent in Senegal, you're moving back to Gambia in the very evening. None of them will ask any payment from the government. Let's forget about the flight. Nanjina flight, no problem. Because Senegal and Gambia don't know bad. But President Jomai Faye, President Basiru Jomai, Zakar Faye, Mole Meya Lonko, he has wisdom, he has vision. I don't know all Bankobe Tembo Mento, Nani Momo Tamata, all of them need to be paid. That is the very reason he came to this country without spending night. The very day he left Amutala Bangkok, none of them were paid a padium on the very day. Mr. President, why are you spending our money like that? And you will tell us who you love this country? The amount of money your delegation will be paid. Any minister, Taraje, there is no minister who will pay less than 300 pounds. A minister Montaraje. May alonke bajola a day less than 300 pounds la Amantaraje. 300 pounds, no. B. B. 300 pounds. Because a pound is almost $90 a pound of the world to be. 9,000 plus 9,000, that is 18,000. 18,000 plus 9,000, that is going to give you almost 27,000. Minister Bejola Walla, just only you, Kata Independent in Senegal. Bejola 27,000 each of them. $27,000. Sorry, I mean $26,000. $26,000. Bejola Walla. The security personnel in the world, there is nobody among them less than 250 pounds or a minimum of 200 pounds. $18,000 for spending a night in Senegal. Mr. President, how the economy is strong, Mr. President? When the president is looting our own money, it's about civil servant to Mr. President, that was the statement. But Mr. President, wasteful spending of the Gambia's money, jawiyata mola me ya lonko abis wasteful spending ka banko na flota ka tinya wala jawiyata ka tambi mola be sirum office ko na manda do ko la yolon ibe banko na flota tinya unnecessary. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, the number of contracts Albert Mendika, Mr. President, Albert contract or Dika Nyameng, the volume, the amount of money you people are coming charge, the rate are coming charge on a contract, Mr. President. Are you informed about that? Mr. President, Alka contractor Joe Menna, the quality of the job. Are you assessing that? Mr. President, yimbe mu felen ala be kito tela ite ala be kito tela ite ni banku dungol tema bela ko ala be kito tela nyamen ko ni momo yesa fen na be siro blamento yesa fen dinna. It is owned by the Gambian people. You have to tell Gambian people nen Gambian call yesa mel yeso ala Gambian call bela namo Gambian call kejo Gambian call be lori ila dimbala balwola Gambian call be lori ila tamola Gambian call be lori ila dimbala tamola. Your Excellency, the President, yena mur kotangi kebulo bula Gambian call na fulo kono kampu to patch. You are it a civil servant on the threatened. That is why Gambian call ala hakil to. The man is becoming a dictator. Abekekan dictatority. Abekekan moldi meya lonko. Kampa si saying, aka kampanya man, kampanya consider it. The way he is getting angry, I consider back it. Akamina kampa. Akamina kampa. Ni back here, Kamina kampa, Mr. President. But because because your government is not doing well and people are talking about it, that is why you always become angry. Ekadu kamfari. Can I confirm, Mr. President? Do what is needed. If you don't do the right thing, we are going to speak our mind. Nobody will stop us from speaking. Your Excellency. Nobody is going to stop us from speaking. No. No. No, Mr. President. Finally, I want to use this opportunity to tell you a story about Ibu Seka. You see, Yaje Ibu Seka Kula Me Alongo is very important, and I feel like let me share this story with the Gambian people. But Nanyang story sa Nang Gambian Kolia Asia for Gambians to understand Dualam Ibu Seka. This Ibu Seka Nalakilo Bakar Nung during 3 years Jotna. I was read it. During 3 years Jotna, I was kidnapped, a form of kidnap. One can call it kidnap, one can call it raid, or whatsoever. Jumalan raid, Ibu Seka Nala Timo Willen raid. Mbotana do kudlato, Besekang, Nada Fosilokang, Nervo Busumbala. But on the whole, even no man, and they were having a taxi. So yen track all the way from turntable. Mbulata motola njita. Mbulata motola drong. Yela my phone na Johnson. The moment I arrived at my Johnson in Busumbala, njita moto ko drong na silo bulambina karek na taxi. Na taxi ya fanan kofena. Kamne taxi ya kofena do amene rek na silo bula taxi ni. Because taxi ni tambi. But now you come to see the taxi ni kan walling. Domin taxi ni sen taki. Indara nakida fenso bala taxi ni na bam. Enyaptan kang, enyaptan na bako kang, yena bako saba. My laptop was in my bag. My passport was in my bag. All my documents were in the bag. Yena bako ta ya saba na bako julo kuntuta kamina bako julo kuntuta tambida thank God moto man dafa taki because I mean I try to protect myself but yena bako ta bako samba they went so the very night mbulete no manage because moto le be and I was not driving at the very time. I reported the matter to Banjul police station. Meje some more info they found some of my documents around all Yundum School of Mafa. I was only able to find some of my certificates. Kabinana certificate so I tried to follow the case for Alanata Nake in Ibuseka. Ni Ibuseka in Adana Muta. Because Ibuseka Nul Kambenke in those days, a kata petrol station on leto, essential. Ni put essential, ko the gas fuel someone or essential someone la, member water essential, the Yapi Okayala, Bago Mutabulu. Tambo la bidikoto ye time, ni Maranjul Bajika la bidikoto, ni Jide la bidikoto, ni la Kodoman Jide la bidikoto. Libete la suokono yafute la korra bundala ni jira kela korra bundala doron ni jira la kela korra bundala doron ke nyepi kan on day dula mo dokono yela kodota ya basic naita. That was the real job of Ibuseka. So meje mako find out kamba no makam I later realized ko ye Ibuseka muta and they found my laptop and some of my stuff Ibuseka la bungokono Ibuseka ya na bagasul kabriya muta ya bungo side they found my materials there, my laptop and others, and I was invited for Nandanku Bundum police station because my materials were found in Ibuseka's house under his custody. And I Timo, they have a team. I went to Bundum police station. Madul, you know what happened? So, Kabirin Nyaye, Yanabagaso finted everything. Now confirm yes, Nimabagaso. And it will fall confirm yes, that time we don't fall. Small Ibuseka phone. They confirmed it, they accepted everything. They accepted yes, everything. Another Ibuseka transfer to mile 2 another team. Working until 3 years la watola. Ndafo na mile 2 3 years watola. Na Ibuseka taraje ni Ibuseka baby no remind and we have a conversation. Mbadul, what happened? Ibuseka, imagine all this happened. Ibuseka be mile 2. That was the time I want to travel. Sonko, let me go to Ibuseka because Sonko, let me go and talk to him because na passport or maybe he knows where he put my passport. So that I am Kalabaka passport betende, I betende. But time moment that the very time that was after 2021. When I went to mile 2, Karanoma Gate after 2021, Ndarano mile 2. Coming down over mile 2. I am a passport bondi. I am not going to passport. That time already I convict on one of the Chinese Ninela. But imagine I was never called in the court. They never invite me to be in the court. Ibuseka tera mile 2. Yeah, Ibuseka foi Ibuseka bula. Fa portela bam foi abula la Allah alam. The same Ibuseka wole nata na nyim taxi driver yinda allegedly ko wole nyim taxi driver yinda fa. I can even say this code, not even allegedly because I know what Ibuseka can do. Ibuseka, there was a time Asimo from Cathedral. This boy is a notorious criminal. Ibuseka Mankun Society Kono. Ibuseka Mankun Society Kono. because the guy is a chronic, I'm a chronic criminal. He's a chronic criminal. But what doubts me? Well, I was never called in the court to go and testify about my death case. So Ninga Matara, Kebani Findita, and he's looking for justice. Ibu Sekala Koto, Kebai Femfra Nimbo, one have to look at it very well. I am not saying Kwai Memfo is all what true or no, so that's not my problem. I am not saying Kwai Memfo, the allegation against the police is true or not. I don't know. But all what I can say, Ibu Seka, Mweldi Meya Lonko among society kono is a criminal and he is a certified criminal. He need to be handled by the police. He need to be handled by whoever. Meya Lonko ala case matter la wole. And for me, because Sandeng is going to force murder case, I know. Abuga kalambake de. Abuga balambake de. Mole Meya Lonko kaumanjade. Mole Meya Lonko is a very criminal balem. But what I can tell you, I am going to report my case back because that boy among society kono. That boy need to put another light maker in the prison because among society kono, among fit in our society. I come ask more rate. Rating 1, rating 2, rating 3, rating 4. Now I faro kumas now. E kanya bi more taxi ka yemu table. Ni taxi table yeta ye operation okay yeta taxi nyim pent ni ma pent no ka nyina taxi lale they go and raid another person. That is the job of Ibu Seka. I don't come wallet. I can testify against that because I know that is what Ibu Seka have been doing. What am I do? I sat with him and he confessed to me. So that guy woman fit in the society. I am calling on the Gambia police force. Ibu Seka man fit in the society. And the moment I associate is right time yeah man ye ko diala. For me, those days I suspected maybe he's sent to me by the state agent. That was my suspicion. That was what I suspect. Because that time I was 3 years spoken. I was having all the document of 3 years, and then I know that this police force they know that. The security agents they know that. The people in the government they know that. So I was feeling maybe it's because of that the Ibu Seka and the team they sent to me to come and raid me. That was the allegation I have in my head. But Allah knows the best. So whoever is dealing with Ibu Seka is a hackle to. Alongo nalka kia tamon redle Allah lonko sign taka mo faleke. That boy sign thing ya alit mo falela. Andung mole meya lonko among korala. Mole meya lonko among korala. Ibu Seka. Mole meya lonko among korala. So the allegation against Ibu Seka could be true. And I know at some point he will tell them, yes, Ndale Karifa. Because I know Ibu Seka very well. I know him very well. So guys, this is all what we have for you today. And thanks for following us. Those who have shared the program, thanks for sharing the program. Those who are recording the program, thanks for recording the program. Utomba Fulaleko ala barka bake. Anal badi malem Silvo Sonko, aka Bayo Sonko Gambia, Alma Nasal Siala, Alma Cairo Siala Bangkokang, Alma Banko de Tokono, Alma Tonya Sabatila, Kukurun Melbe Kerim Bangkokang, Alma Ala Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, Bewanyari Izinilla, Utokola Mbaflaleko, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa ta'ala wa barakatuh. Na kuma fujang meya lonko wala kata tonyati wala nin sahabo benta mu fennati meya lonko abud ala subhanahu wa ta'ala ya ala ma ko roleti padna fem meya lonko alin sahabo man beng amanke siloti mun tolla adamadiya na solti be ala dan na sa yam funye be jongol dan boyto jongo jonkam jongol dun sa yam funye wala salon ko mo adamadi yala nasolati oto kola la ba fulale ko assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa ta'ala barakatuh
ni be ada kan ko te ni ko de sen so ko ifta la sa ko ni mo futa je te gwa sala